Okay, hello. Got cut off again in the last episode, but that's okay. We're just going to continue where we left off. I was talking about how to how to get the KT4 and then also how to upgrade it. Okay, so step one, you want to go to the bunker. Okay, now I'm pretty sure I said this at the end of the last episode, but it got cut off, so I'm just going to repeat it. But pretty much, you go to the bunker, you go straight to the end. So you find the stairs, go down the stairs to the flooded area, look for the flooded part with the pipe, the sewer pipe, and across from it there will be a door. I believe there's a perk there. You can look through the little glass window on the door, and there will be a perk there. That's how you know to open it. You open it, you have to go swimming a bit because there's a flooded area. You have to go into the water, gotta swim. You gotta find this cave that has it's like a blue cave that goes downwards into the ground. You gotta go through it, it's very narrow. Once you get to the bottom, there'll be a plant. Pick up the plant. And there will also be a spore at the bottom, which will, if you go next to it, will enable you to get some extra air if you need it. Next, in the other lab area, not this lab, in the other lab, there will be a cage, okay? What you want to do is you want to have the power on, either through permanent power or through the temporary power. And pretty much, you want to lower the cage down, and you'll see a purple hand inside of the cage. It's like a hand, and it has a purple mist going around it, which is probably like some sort of pheromone that attracts spiders, I'm not really sure. But during a spider round, or whenever there are spiders in the map, I'm going to lead a spider there. It will go inside the cage. It will get trapped in there. Okay, and it will happen almost automatically. You do have to have the spider within that area. Oh shit, I missed that max ammo. What an idiot. But yeah, you have to have the spider within that area, but it usually will, once it's close to the cage, it will automatically go into it. But once it does, then you want to bring the cage back up. When you bring the cage back up, an automatic animation will start where there's sort of like a little procedure done on the spider where this needle goes into it, sucks some goo out of it, and transfers it to a tube. And then you'll then be able to pick up this tube filled with the spider goo, or the spider juice, or whatever. Once you pick it up, you'll then have the second part to the gun. Then, the last part, very simple to get. A zombie drops it. Now you have to be careful for this because it may be a bit hard to hit, or maybe a bit hard to see, because any old zombie can drop it. However, it only drops it after you have turned on the permanent power, which is done by going into the bunker, going into the next room with the computers, I believe, or not the computers, where the pack-a-punch is, where you can see the flooded pack-a-punch machine. And I believe there's a door on the left that you can open, which leads to the power, and then you must do the whole thing with the turbine. You know, I'm not really going to explain it, but you just gotta knife the webs off the turbine, kill the zombies, turn the power on. Pretty much the gist of it, general idea. Once that's on, a random zombie, after, like within 1 or 2 rounds of you turning on the permanent power, will be glowing. You can easily tell. It's like a yellowish glow on the zombie. When you kill it, it'll drop a part, which is the last part for the gun. Once you pick this up, you can build it. Okay, now obviously it doesn't have to be in that order. You can do it in, get these pieces in any order you want. But once you have all the pieces, you build it. Now, you can't build it at any old crafting station. You have to actually go all the way down to the bunker in the place where you got the piece for the plant. But you're not going to go underwater this time. You're just going to go within that little area there. Or not within that little area, within the area outside of the door. It's like a whole room filled with like chemicals and shit. You're going to go to the end of the room where one of the altars is for the skull gun. And I think just on the other side of the pillar where the altar is resting against, on the other side of that, you will see the gun on the table there already built. You just have to add all these pieces into the gun. You have to create the formula. That's what it says. Hold square to create the formula. You'll create the formula, the gun, you'll load the formula into the gun, you'll be able to pick it up after. That's the regular KT4. It's green. It has a green goo inside of the tube, unlike this one, which is blue. Now I'm going to explain how to upgrade to this blue one, because the original one sucks. Just to be quite frank, it kind of sucks. Yeah, I mean, for early runs, it's good. It's okay, I mean, it's not even that good, but it's okay. But at this round, it would suck, because it only kills like 5 or 10 zombies, even with a fully charged 3 charge shot. It only kills like 10 zombies. And that's like the maximum potential, I believe, of how many zombies it can kill. So you want to upgrade it. Upgrading it to this, the steps are a bit more complicated. I'm just going to go with probably the most complicated step. You have to do all your challenges. The challenges can be found in the ritual place where you pick up the skulls. On the pillars, there'll be these symbols. There will be actually 3 columns of symbols. And pretty much these columns, you have to aim at each one of them. And each one will show you a certain challenge you have to complete. And it will tell you your progress that you have in completing the challenge. But once you finish all these challenges, then they usually involve things like killing zombies, like killing infected zombies with headshots, or using spores to regain air underwater by running into them, or shooting the heads off of thrashers, or eating a fruit from a plant, which is basically like mixing up all the 3 watercolors into a plant and eating it. But that's pretty much what the challenges can vary, and those are probably even some of the harder ones. I mean, there are a lot of easier ones too, like shooting spores. It's pretty easy. You just gotta shoot a bunch of spores. And killing zombies with the airplane trap, which is easy because you could literally turn on the airplane trap and sit under it until it's done killing zombies. You could probably do it within like 1 or 2 tries. It's easy. So those are the challenges. Once you do all 3, the altar every so often will have lightning strike it. And you want to have the zombie shield built for this. Okay? Because what you have to do is you have to go onto the altar while the lightning is hitting it. You will have about a 5-second window to do it. And you want to equip the zombie shield. If you don't have the zombie shield equipped, you will take damage very rapidly and you will die. But if you have the zombie shield up, but when I say equipped, I mean you have to actually have it out in front of you. Not just on your back, but out in front of you. If you have it in front of you, you will not take damage, and you will also charge up the zombie shield to have like an electricity flowing through it. And what you can do with this then is you can bash the control panel right here that lowers the cage in this lab. You gotta go up these stairs. There will be a control panel that lowers the cage in the lab. You have to bash the control panel. It will start to have like electric discharges. It will start to electrify, and the cage will actually open. You step inside the cage, it will automatically lower into the ground. And in there, while you're in the ground, you have to look around. You'll have about 5 to 10 seconds to look around. There will be a skeleton in there. Now you're not actually going to get out of the cage. You're going to be in the cage, okay? But you can look around in the little circular like mini tube. It's like a little, I don't even know what it is. It's like a mini time capsule thing. It's like a mini compartment. Not really sure what it is, but you're inside of it, and there will be a skeleton down in there, and it will be holding a tube or a part that looks very similar to the left part of the KT4. If you're looking at the screen right now, look at that little tube part. There will be a part that looks very similar to that. You can pick it up. It will not say though hold square to pick up, so you just have to know when you picked it up, and you'll know because you can actually see that it won't be there. You'll see it disappear. If you look at it and you spot it and you hold square and you see that it disappears, you know you got it. And when in doubt, just keep holding square. Look around. If you see the skeleton, just hold square on it a bunch of times. And then see if it, and you probably most likely have it. Next part, let me see if I remember. Okay, what you want to do is you want to use the sewer system from the inside of the lab, inside of the bunker where you actually build the KT4. You want to use the sewer system, and right when you reach about near the end, there will be a point where you can see a blue meteor of element 115 sticking out of the right side. You want to press square. You don't even have to hold square. You just press it at this area, and you will pick up these like rainbow water. I believe it's oil. I believe technically it's considered oil in game, but it's like, it looks like rainbow, and it will show you when you get it in the little left corner of the screen. But once you pick it up, what you're gonna do with this is you're gonna go to the bottom of the underwater place where you picked up the plant to build the original KT4. And what you're gonna do is, if you look directly at the wall where you pick up the plant, turn to your right. Okay, there will be like a little dirt passage there where you can't actually go through it though. What you have to do is you have to aim at it with the skull. Hold down L1 this time. Don't hold down R1. Hold down L1 to mesmerize. This will get rid of that wall thing there. It will disintegrate it, and you can actually go into this little circular cavern, which will have a place where you can plant a seed. You're going to plant the seed. You're going to water it with the oil. Now, obviously, if you know how the plants work in this game, you can only do it once per round. So you have to do it one round, and then the next round you have to water it again. We have to keep it up consistently for 3 rounds. Even if you miss watering it 1 round, you have to restart by going back, getting more oil. So in 1 container or 1 bucket of oil, you have exactly enough to water it 3 times. Okay, so you should be fine. You don't have to refill the oil unless you somehow manage to screw up or you miss oiling it once in a round. But that's okay. So once you do that, once you oil it for 3 rounds straight, the plant will end up growing into an upgraded version of the original plant. You're going to pick it up. Now again, it will not say hold square to do it. You just have to pick it up. Now obviously it's pretty easy to tell if you picked it up because it's like a little small ass cavern and the plant is like really big. So obviously once it disappears, you'll know that you picked it up. The last part, this has to be the hardest part to get. Okay, definitely. The spider boss. It's probably the simplest one to get, but it's the hardest. All you literally have to do, you gotta go to this near the starting area, Lab A, where you did the part for the arm. Now, I'm not sure if it's Lab A, but the other lab, the lab that's not this one, it's the other one, where you did the arm, where you got the cage with the arm, with the purple arm with the pheromones. That lab. There will be right near the little puddle of blue water. There is a little web there. You can shoot it with the regular KT4. This will open up, disintegrate the webs, and you can go into a little cave. Once you go into the cave, you'll be on like this little platform, and in front of you, the huge mother spider will spawn. And this thing is a pain in the ass. Just kidding. It's actually pretty easy to kill. You know, I mean, the first time you do it, it might be a bit hard, but once you get used to it, it's actually pretty easy to kill. But pretty much it's a huge spider, and it has a few key attacks. Its main attack is, I believe, the stomping of its legs, of its front legs. It'll pretty much just attack by constantly stabbing a certain area. However, it will alternate legs, so if it attacks with one leg, then the next time it attacks, it will attack with the other leg. So you know, like, pretty much how to do that pattern. You know, you see it attack with one leg, you move to one side, and then you move to the other side because you know it's going to attack with the other leg. Pretty simple pattern. Its other attack is when it spits acid. And I have to say, this is actually the attack that got me the most, because I actually didn't know that it actually had the ability to spit acid. I actually only just realized until after I died to it, after I died by it like at least 3 times,